I've already talked about the worst videos, comments, users, and creators. But today, we're talking about the worst of them all. The thumbnails. The most garbage, clickbait, ADHD-inducing things on a platform. The type of shit designed to hypnotize you into clicking. So, let's not waste any more time and let's begin. Reaction faces. Just like those desperate nilfs in your area, you cannot escape them. It has got to a point where I see this shit more often than not. Because the first minute I open the platform, I see at least 10 motherfuckers looking like Geeks Patrick. Out there reacting to something in the most exaggerated way possible. Here are some examples. Wow, look, AI made me zesty. Look at me, I'm dying. Or, wow, look, I show Speed's lost twin. Isn't that just amazing? Here, look at my blowjob mouth while you're at it. Or, the king of these types of thumbnails, look at my island. See how amazed I look? Unrelated, but why is that flag 1 kilometer in length? They always look so uncanny, bro. This shit has gotten so out of hand that it just convinces me not to click on them. But then again, a grown man like myself is probably not the target audience for it. Because here's a common trend with a lot of these thumbnails I'll talk about today. They're trying to lure in infants. Infants have shitty attention spans, so the moment they're seeing someone having fun, they want to join in on it. But here's the kick in the nuts. A lot of times when you see thumbnails like those, you'd probably have unrealistic expectations, expecting the same amounts of energy. But you go from the hyperactivity shown in the thumbnails to someone that looks like a shell-shocked war veteran. But listen, those thumbnails, they clearly have a reaction to whatever the thumbnail contains. But then we also have other creators that put their face in for no reason. They're just there for the vibes, not reacting at all. Because they can talk about the most shocking events in the world and you'll just see them looking like Mike Wazowski, completely devoid of emotion. Like, at this point, what was the point of adding yourself? And now you guys might call me a hypocrite for complaining about this, because as you can see, I am not completely innocent either, adding in my deranged ass persona in the corner of my thumbnails. And to that I say, you're completely right. Believe me, I am holding back tears for having to sell out like that. But here's a point I want you guys to keep in mind for the rest of the video. These thumbnails are spammed to death because they work so incredibly well. So if you really want change, just don't click on them. Understood? Alright, we can continue. While they have dimmed down a little, they're still around more than enough to still be considered a plague. The circles and arrows. Yeah. What's the use of these things anyway? People use them in their thumbnails to point out something eye-catching, acting like we don't have eyes ourselves. Because it's not even something hidden that they're trying to point out. Feel like they're trying to insult my IQ or something. Here are a few examples that I could find. Oh wow, a roller coaster. Oh my god. Do you guys see that? It's derailed. Take a close look, guys. It's derailed. Look at it. Thank god you looked. You almost missed it. Or hey, look at this image. Are you guys seeing the shit I'm seeing? His arm is stuck, guys. Look, his arm is stuck. Or here's my favorite one. Hey guys, look at this penalty. But hey, why is the keeper shaking his ass? Do you guys see this shit? The keeper is shaking his ass. So scandalous. And before you ask, yeah, I'm cringing my ass off seeing this shit. Like, they're one move away from trying to feed us the thumbnail via lobotomy. Like, bro, we get it. Other times though, you'll see an even more confusing sight. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, some people found out that arrows and circles work so well that they don't even need to point at something. The arrows can just point to the middle of nowhere, taking inspiration from those weirdcore type of images. Like, what am I supposed to look at right now? And here's a glitch to get tons of clicks on your videos. Put your uncanny ass face on the thumbnail and use arrows at the same time. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I think we've all reached rock bottom at least once in our lifetimes, right? Maybe your mom took away your phone, maybe you fell a few points short to pass a test, or you're watching slop content. And I don't mean watching an expose of a creator that got exposed as a predator. That's valid. I mean a 500 episode saga about Hassan Piker, or one of the other creators that continuously hogs the spotlight. Actually, let me try a different approach this time, because I know some of you want to become YouTubers, and some of you might even want to become a typical shitty slop-tuber. So there's one thing that's very important, the thumbnail. So in this segment, I'll teach you exactly how to make the perfect thumbnail. First step, choose a background, which is completely optional, because as you can see, some of them can't even be asked to do something as simple as that. But you're not one of them, right? You want to show that you're not one of those lazy bastards. So go for a simple gradient-like background. Step 2, get the perfect shot of the creator you're talking about. It can be a scandalous shot of their face, a menacing one where they look like Jeff the Killer, or, well, just think of something clickable. And now the most important step, step 3. Use one of the following captions. It's over, it's finally over, or they're done. If you really feel ambitious, just make up a bullshit quote. Congratulations, you've made it into the big leagues. But now that I mentioned that, sometimes the creator comes in with a fake social media post, claiming that the creator in question actually said some fucked up shit like this. But listen, this isn't only a sloptuber thing. I've seen this in multiple other sections of YouTube, which I'll talk about after the unnecessary transition. Okay, now that the unnecessary transition is over, this shit is just borderline defamation. As I said, sloptubers are guilty of this shit, but they are far from the only sinners doing this. One example is those garbage police body cam YouTubers coming with shit like, "I know the law, kid." Onto the badass also flipping off the camera. How rebellious. Who the fuck even talks like that in real life? Here we have another example. "You made me poo." See that? That's supposed to be a shit stain. I don't know the context of this thumbnail, because why the fuck would I waste my time to watch this shit? Though, I'm not sure if any context could save this thumbnail. And now we have the last example. Put it in my mouth. Since when do police body cam videos have fan service? I feel like these creators are a little lost. Pornhub is that way, fellas. You don't need to be Professor Utonium to understand that these words have been taken out of context. Either that, or completely made up. Because when you click the video, it's probably the most uneventful video on the platform, with a narrator on top of that giving us spoilers. You can't be mad though, because what else did you expect? It's like you ordered a plate of maggot cheese. Of course it would taste like shit. But if you ever feel like an idiot lacking brain capacity, keep in mind that there are people out there that clicked on the video just to be disappointed. At this point, you're a victim of your own expectations, my friend. To be honest, I cannot talk about these thumbnails in different sections, so I'll just merge them into one. Those video essay thumbnails, they suck literal donkey ass, especially the following two. The first one is a graph thumbnail where you have the face of the creator. It's either normal or split into two. But one thing they have in common is the fucking graph in the background. And listen, I wouldn't even include this style because genuinely, it's alright. But bro, if I see this every time I scroll, I'll get tired of it eventually. It's like those annoying ads where you click on the close button just for it to pop up 3 seconds later. It also doesn't help that the videos in question always are the same shit. It's like you have the school project, right? You share it with only one person, and the next thing you know, the entire class copied everything about your work, only wording it a little differently. Like, get your own style, you prick. And now next to that, the evil versus good type of thumbnails. You know, you have one side that's a heavenly background, the creators are having these angelic wings with a shiny ring on their head, and then the other side is having hell alongside creators with devilish horns. It has the same problem as a graph thumbnail, but add in the fact that one accidental slip-up decides whether you're on one side or on the other. Like, you can accidentally step your cat's tail on stream, and you're immediately demoted into having devilish horns and a downward graph behind you. Obvious exaggeration, but you get what I mean. So anyway, that was it for today. Like, subscribe, comment something interesting, and I'll see you all in the next one.